So I got a battery change during the break, so shouldn't be cutting in and out anymore. Glow up. The ultimate glow up was the theme for this week. I was like, what the heck does that mean? But as Mark pointed out from Rumi, we are light. So if we're light, what is our job other than to glow and shine as brightly as we can? So I thought we might talk about that just a little bit. Just talk about where we are, how we got here, who we are. You know, we're all of us, not just in this room, but throughout the movement and throughout the world, you know, whatever 7 billion people strong, however many there are in the world now, I've lost track of it, quite frankly, all emanating from the same source, all the light. So that quote that I read from Ernest Holmes at the beginning, what if we are all giving forth that which we would be happy to receive back? You know, with our, you know, there's a lot of turmoil in the world right now, a lot of turmoil in this country, a lot of people that can't talk to this one or can't talk to that one, and, you know, friends that used to be friends can't be friends anymore, and families don't talk about things that they used to talk about, and all those kinds of good things. And I don't care which side of it you're on, it doesn't matter, because there's a disjointedness. But what if we all had that philosophy of glowing forward, of growing up, of simply giving forth that which we wish to receive back? It's a golden rule. You find it in like 17 or 18 of the major religions around the world. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. I mean, if you do that, you don't need 10 commandments. You don't need much in the way of laws. You know, maybe some tax laws in countries, but, you know, that's debatable as well. We would be loving each other. We would be treating each other well. We would be respecting each other. We would respect everyone everywhere. Right? I mean, you all want to be treated with respect. I know I do. So if we give that forward, we get that back. It works. I mean, I haven't done it throughout the world, but I've done it enough to know that if you go forward with friendliness, you get friendliness back. Jan and I did 3 weeks of cruising back in the spring on 2 different ships, and we just sat down and smiled at the people next to us, and next thing you know, we were in not just eating, but, you know, after the food was gone, we were talking and finding out who each other was. What we liked, what we didn't like, where we'd been, all those kinds of things. So it definitely works. I used to not have to use these all the time. The other option is to put this in 24 point, but then it winds up being like 10 pages. So we come forth from that one infinite energy. That flow, that movement, that activity that empowers and engenders the energy underneath and within each one of us. And then we're all part of that oneness and wholeness. Mark, thank you. The readings were perfect. And the idea of being in that wholeness and oneness that brings us together. There it is. Little magazine is in its 98th year of publication. It deserves a read. This is the Science of Mind magazine. And the daily readings, if you've not looked at them, if you've not, I see some nodding heads, great way to start the day, finish the day, do whatever during the day and read them. But I took several quotes from the end of last month and the beginning of this month because they inspired me, and I hope they inspire you. One of them says, "We are one after all, you and I. Together we suffer, together we exist, and forever we will recreate one another." Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. He was a Catholic monk, philosopher, archaeologist. I've read a lot of his works. He actually had discoveries of early humanoid bones and so forth in China in the 1930s. This fascinating man. And then followed by, the presence of spirit within you blesses everyone you meet, tends to heal everything you touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone you contact. Therefore, you are a blessing to yourself, to humankind, and to the day in which you live. So it's not somebody else that's a blessing. It's not somebody else that can bring the presence. We bring it. We bring it to this room. We bring it to every room we walk into. And again, if we're conscious about how we walk into a room, if we're conscious about how we present ourselves to other people, as we are conscious about how we want to be responded to, it changes our lives. It changes the way we are. It changes who we are. We're still all from that same source, but we have an opportunity to really embody it and express it in each and everything we do. So we come from the infinite oneness, and we participate in that infinite oneness every moment. Not just when we're here, not just when we're doing a prayer, not when we're just meditating, or not just meditating, but not when we're meditating or doing something like that. All the time. All the time. I love that there's a class on circulation. And some of you might know, from time to time I have a column in the magazine on circulation. It's one of my favorite subjects. And that's all we're talking about today. All this is circulation. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. You're giving forth, you're getting back. That's circulation. Somebody says thank you, you say you're welcome. You've just circulated the energy, because we're all energetic beings. We're all beings of the infinite energy and flow of the universe. All the time. All the time. And you are the instruments of that. You know, there's all sorts of philosophies of why, and discussions of why we even exist. You know, if God has created everything, or a God, whatever spirit, whatever name you want to give it, why? You know, if it's all-knowing, all-powerful, all-creative, all, why does he need us? To muck around, to fumble and, have our foibles and all that kind of stuff. Some of the theory is to express further what can be experienced in this form and flow of energy. So if we're the instruments through which spirit is experience a greater awareness of the world, the universe, because I don't belong to the club that has such ego that we're the only ones that exist in the universe with the millions of planets and solar systems. There must be somebody else out there somewhere. Maybe it's the souls that have left this planet as we move to energy. Ernest Holmes says, we all just move from one form of energy to another. So if we're here as the expressions of the one, the energetic expressions, the expansions of that energetic expression, then we have a big job, right? To be who you were meant to be. Thich Nhat Hanh said, your purpose is to be yourself. You ever ask? To be yourself. You don't have to run anywhere to become someone else. You are wonderful just as you are. And then Danielle Coke Balfour, I don't know who she is, but she said, being consistent with your desire to live a my typo. Being consistent with your desire to live a life of purpose requires dedication to staying aligned with the values you hold dear. So a life of purpose. So this is where we get into conflict, I think. So we have a life of purpose, which generally feels like to do things, to accomplish things and move forward. But if we're doing that life of purpose simultaneously with giving forth only that which we want to receive back, that changes everything. I'm not just trying to plow my way to the back of the room. I want to acknowledge each and every person in between, because I wouldn't want them to be knocking me over as I'm trying to plow my way to the back of the room. I don't want them to be hurting me, hurting anything. So how do we mesh those two things? How do we live from that place of love, live a life of purpose, accomplish whatever? I mean, great accomplishments are not necessarily graded by money or homes or any of those kinds of things. It's what is the life we're living? How are we expressing ourselves in this world? So when we're setting up ourselves, what is our intention? What is your intention? My intention? How do I want to live? How do I want to be perceived in the world? How do I want to experience that which is around me? And then when we have an idea of what that looks like, Homer did something that might help us all get there. Because I read it and thought, oh, that's so good. Let's see. And wouldn't you know, it's from today's reading in the magazine. And he says, actually, this month, October, every October, all of the daily readings start with something from Ernest Holmes. Wonder, do I need to stand in front of this other mic? Yep, okay. He said, night and morning, try to set apart a time in which to be quiet, to commune with your real self. This is the period in which you clarify your mental atmosphere. Be as relaxed as you can, but neither the position you occupy nor the room has anything to do with the work you are doing. Mostly, see to it that there is no physical discomfort while you attempt to direct your thinking. Now, I've talked to people I've been doing this stuff for 30 some years. People say, oh, I can't meditate, I can't find a quiet place, I can't find this, I can't find that. He's saying, just be comfortable. Just find a place to sit and be comfortable. You think about that, that just simplifies the whole thing. And you're just going to sit with yourself. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 2 hours. That depends on what you need. But I just thought, there it is. I could have read that 30 years ago and it would have been a lot easier. But take that time. What he's basically saying is take the time to focus on what is your purpose. Thich Nhat Hanh is saying to be yourself is your purpose. We have all sorts of ideas of what purpose is about. What is that higher purpose? What is that way we want to express ourselves in the world, to glow up? How do you want to glow up and express your light? Jesus Christ said, don't hide your light under the bushel basket. Let it shine so that all men can see it. Paraphrasing, obviously. That's what it's about. And you go back through all of the mystical teachers, all through the ages. You know, we had from the 13th century in Rumi, Meister Eckhart, who I think was 16th or 17th century, you know, Brother Lawrence, all the way back through recorded time. The wisdom is the same. The wisdom is the same. Be at peace with your purpose. Be at peace with your fellow, in the early days just man, but you know, we'll say men and women, with your fellow travelers on planet Earth. So we move, we have our beingness, we have our expression, all moving toward being a greater expression of that which you were meant to be. And the good news is, we have that potential and power and the capability within us already. It's nothing you need to go out and get, nothing you need to go out and buy. It's already there. You're just letting it forth. It's a powerful source of energy within you. You are the generator of that energy. It's flowing into you. Again, the circulation. It's coming in from the universe into you, and it's yours to circulate out. And as you circulate it out, more comes in, because nature abhors a vacuum, and it's constantly filling it. So the best way to get more energy is to give forth as much as you can. Ain't that great? It's really simple. So let's take a moment to take this into prayer. And I have to be careful because I have to stand in front of the mic, which is not my usual. So let's just turn within, and for a moment, just feel the infinite flow of energy that's in this room. It's flowing into this room, into each one of us, right where you're sitting. The power is yours. The clarity is yours. The infinite possibility is yours. And as you receive that energy, feel as it flows through your body temple, through your mental body, through your spiritual body. And know that this is a representation of the oneness that you share not only with the infinite, but with each and every one. Because we're all flowing and moving in that same energetic field, in that same energetic flow. It moves in us, as us, and through us in every moment. And as we move in, as, and through this energetic field, we move with absolute perfection and perfect intention. Intention to be all that we can be. Intention to shine that light so brightly that the glow is glowing up, growing up, flowing forth. That we shine in every moment. It shines through the friendliness in our eyes, the receptivity in our eyes, the smile on our face, the bounce in our step. Untoward conditions are just that, conditions that are not permanent. They're not things that we own. We don't have this or have that. It's something that's moving through. It's not the truth of the perfection of each of our beings in each and every moment. So we move in a way that we embody the allness of spirit, embody that allness of expression that is possible as each and every one of us. And I want to reread that quote from Holmes, but I'm going to reread it as an affirmation that I'm going to ask you to repeat after me. My intention is that nothing shall go forth from me other than that which I would be glad to have returned to me. Then I will know that I have reached heaven. So put your hands over your heart, wherever you feel, center yourself, and just repeat after me. My intention is that nothing shall go forth from me other than that which I would be glad to have returned to me. Then I will know that I have reached my heaven. Okay, let's do that again. Now that you've got some practice, you can do it with much more power. My intention is that nothing shall go forth from me other than that which I would be glad to have returned to me. Then I will know that I have reached my heaven. And so it is. So, with great gratitude, knowing that all this is possible, that all this is the truth of who we are, that we give forth that which we want to receive back, that we flow and move in the universe in a positive way, being a positive presence on the planet, as our mission statement says, we go forth from this space, knowing that all good, it is all good, all God, all done. And with great gratitude, we can say, and so it is. Love and blessings. Thank you all.